The following is a paid program. WOR's airing of this program constitutes neither an endorsement of the products offered or the ideas expressed.
For cancer treatment, most prefer effective, non-invasive, well-tolerated outpatient therapy. That's Dr. Lederman, the radiosurgery pioneer's goal, too. Dr. Lederman is first in America, first in New York, first for you with body radiosurgery. Dr. Lederman hits your cancer with no cutting, no bleeding. Dr. Lederman has decades of experience with primary and metastatic, large or small cancers from head to toe. Cancer treatment with possibly a second chance for you, even if chemo, radiation, or surgery didn't work or isn't tolerated. Goals are best results and quality of life. Meet Dr. Lederman to hit the cancer. For a free booklet DVD, call 212 Choices, 212 Choices for a fresh second opinion. Most insurances, Medicare, Medicaid accepted. Not only super convenient, super, Broadway and 38th in Manhattan. To hit your cancer, see Dr. Lederman, 212 Choices, 212 Choices.
Welcome, everybody. It's the Radiosurgery Show with Dr. Gil Lederman, MD. New York's only Harvard-trained, triple board-certified radiation oncologist who brings you the latest cancer treatment news, interviewing world-renowned cancer experts, delving to special cases, and of course, answering your questions. I'm Rob Redstone, broadcasting from the WOR studios in the heart of New York City. And now, please welcome Dr. Lederman.
Hi, how are you? Hope you're having a good weekend and everything is A-OK for you. We're thinking of you. I thought a lot about a caller we had earlier in our early program. We have 5 shows every weekend. So one's on WABC at 5 to 6 a.m. on Saturday morning. And on WOR we have from 6, we actually have an early show, 1:30 to 2:30 a.m. and 3 to 4 a.m. and then 6 to 7 a.m. and then finally this show. And one of the earlier shows, these are live, so people call in. And a man called and he says he had a PSA of 9.5 and he has a lot of urinary symptoms, but he knows he doesn't have cancer. Well, how can he know he doesn't have cancer without a biopsy? I mean, that's what every man with prostate cancer localized feels. They may not even feel that. They may not even have an elevated PSA. Some men have prostate cancer with a normal, so-called normal PSA. So how do we find cancer when you have a normal PSA? Well, there might be a nodule on physical exam, or let's say there's a PSA velocity, that the PSA goes from 1 to 3, let's say in a year, but still it's in the normal range, but it's tripled. So the PSA velocity is very high. But this man had a PSA of 9.5. He had a lot of urinary symptoms, and he said, I don't have cancer. I said, how do you know? He says, I just know. Well, the point is, you can't know. You can't know. It's nothing you can feel. You can only feel cancer when it spreads and there's big lumps of it or there's pain in the bones. But for most men nowadays, prostate cancer is being diagnosed, hopefully, when it's early, localized, and curable. So the point being, and I'm emphasizing it because he, I hope, understood, and I hope you all understand, that you don't necessarily know when you have cancer. That's the problem. If you knew when you had cancer, you'd run to the doctor and get it treated when it's localized and cure yourself, be cured, and go home and live normally. But many cancers, like prostate cancer, are deep in the body, so you can't really feel yourself, your prostate. Even your physician only feels part of it. We can image with ultrasound or MRI other parts of it. The PSA has been a revolution. I started medical school back almost 40 years ago, and back then men were usually diagnosed with prostate cancer once it was too late, once it spread to the bones, stage 4, and not curable. So sure, we can treat it and usually make that pain go away, but obviously best is to find it when it's still localized, still curable. And so for this man, the only way he'll know if he has cancer is to check himself out, get a biopsy. There's other things that can suggest a cancer, like an MRI scan and other tests similar to that, but the gold standard is putting a little needle in, sucking out a few cells, checking it under the microscope, and seeing what it is. So for him, we hope he gets his biopsy. If you have symptoms, elevated PSA, or you have a normal PSA and the PSA has gone up too fast, or there's a nodule, you may want to get checked out before it's too late. And that's true for a lot of cancers. Actually, women with breast diseases and breast cancers have known that for a long time. Who's getting mammograms? Generally, it's women with normal breasts. They're getting mammograms to see if there's a little nodule or calcification or growth in what is otherwise our normal feeling breasts. Now, mammograms aren't perfect, but they detect things about 80% of the time. How do you find all the cancers? Well, women can examine their own breasts, and they should. The physician should examine the woman's breast, mammograms, and in this day and age, there's ultrasound. There's tomomammographies. I had a message over the course of today of a woman with a dense breast, and now there's laws in certain states, including New York, that if you have a dense breast, you have to be notified when you have a mammogram that you have a dense breast, which means that mammograms aren't so great. Mammograms are great when they detect a cancer in the background of a fat-filled breast, but a substantial number, about 30-40% of women who have dense breasts, fibrous breasts, and it's hard to see nodules with mammograms. So in that case, if you have a dense breast, you may want to get more elaborate testing like the tomomammography or MRI. Anyway, it's something to discuss, and you're welcome to give us a call. We're an independent, freestanding, private cancer center at 38th and Broadway. This is the kind of work we do. We take most insurances, Medicare, Medicaid. We work for you, not the surgeon, not the drug company. We work for you, which means you're our boss. It means you are the President of the United States of America, of your body, and you make the decisions. Now, we can offer you the choices and the options and guide you, but you make the decisions. We're not your boss. You're an adult. You can make your decisions after you learn all the facts, learn all the options. You are the President of the United States of your body. So, on that note, I want to start some other information. We have a lot of news tonight. We have a lot of cases tonight. Congratulations to Dr. Gil Lederman, who's going to the largest radiation international cancer meeting in the world. He's going, and he's presenting 2 papers. I mean, many big centers don't even have 1 paper. He has 2, and one is about radiosurgery, about the treatment of kidney cancer, metastatic to the lung, with a 97% control rate, and he's going to report on that 1 week from today at Astro, which is in San Francisco, the largest radiation cancer meeting in the world. So congratulations, Dr. Lederman. Hands off to you. I will talk about a gentleman, and I just spoke about prostate cancer, so this is really bookend to that discussion. This is a man who came in. He is 84 years old, in great health. He's single, no children. He has a PSA of 24. Yes, you heard it, 24, and a Gleason 9. Gleason is the aggression scale on the biopsy range of 2 to 10. So he has multiple Gleason 9, PSA 24. He's been seen by multiple doctors, and he heard about us. He came in to see what the data is, because that's what we talk about. Look at the data before you get your treatment. So this man is smart. He's spry. He came in, talked to him, examined him, took the history, got the data, and he decided after seeing all the other doctors that he's going to have his care with us at Radiosurgery New York. Why? Well, I think he said one reason, but I think there's 2 reasons. He said of all the doctors he saw, only one doctor examined his prostate, if you can believe that. Now, he has prostate cancer. He's seeing all these doctors for prostate cancer, and he was only examined when he came to us. So it tells you a lot about thoroughness. We also gave him the data. We gave him the data showing our results compared to major centers in New York and Chicago and Philadelphia and Boston and Proton Beam. So he saw the data, And our data is based upon about 3,000 men with prostate cancer that we've treated, and it's always updated, just like that paper that Dr. Lederman is going to be presenting in San Francisco in 1 week. So he's coming through. He's going to sign up for our premium program, and it's the most aggressive program with the greatest likelihood of curing him. Our goal is not just to slow down the cancer, it's to cure him. That's our goal. That's our intent. We want to get his PSA down to 0. We want the cancer to go away, and he lives a long, healthy life, and he's very likely, we believe, to hit 100, and we'll talk about it in 16 years. And at the other end of the spectrum was another man who came in this week with a Gleason 7 PSA 20, so another high-risk man. He finished his treatment. His PSA after treatment is now 0.7. He was just finished in December, so it's fantastic, quick, nice results. Feeling fine. He just went on a Disney cruise, the Caribbean, had a great time. Fully functional, if you know what I mean. He's fully functional, carrying on, no side effects, doing great, happy, pleased with his treatment. And speaking of men, I guess we'll round out the hour speaking about men. There's an article in AP this week written by Matthew Perrone, and the title is Little Evidence to Support Testosterone Drugs. Now, unlike vitamins and antioxidants and all those things that are totally unregulated, testosterone is regulated, and the FDA just evaluated testosterone boosting drugs that are taken by about 2 million American men, and they found that the studies are unconvincing, suggesting risks, and also unconvincing about benefits. So it's a little bit surprising, because there have been other studies show that there's a substantial increase between testosterone use and heart problems in men. Now, testosterone normally declines in men after the age of 40, and it's not really known if those lower levels of testosterone are associated with the aging process, energy loss, muscle loss. Obviously, we all like to be 20 again, but it's not too likely we're going to be 20 again. A veterans study published in November 2013 showed a 30% increase in stroke, heart attack, and death in older men taking testosterone. So there is some concern. There was another study of 45,000 men with heart condition saying that testosterone could double the rate of heart attacks in men 65 and older. Now, the FDA in this new review said they don't really have convincing evidence that it's that dangerous. So it's not clear right now. There's several studies showing it's quite dangerous, and then this report out last week from the FDA saying it doesn't do much of anything one way or the other. So if you're contemplating testosterone, it's certainly something to talk about. There's lots of data. Some of the data is very frightening. Some of the data is benevolent or indifferent. This is Dr. Lederman at WOR. We have Noah and Ed running the controls, and to reach us, and you're welcome to call us during the show, it's 1-800-321-0710. Again, you'll pick up the phone and dial 1-800-321-0710. Noah or Ed, who are fantastic running WOR, will pick up the phone and put your call right through, and we'll talk about whatever you wish to talk about, more or less. Hopefully it's cancer related. We are going to hear a word from our sponsor, and then we'll be right back.
For cancer treatment, most prefer effective, non-invasive, well-tolerated outpatient therapy. With Dr. Lederman, the radiosurgery pioneer, that's our goal too. He's first in America, first in New York, first for you with body radiosurgery. We hit your cancer with no cutting, no bleeding. Dr. Lederman has decades of experience with primary and metastatic large or small cancers from head to toe. Cancer treatment with possibly a second chance for you, even if chemo, radiation, or surgery didn't work or isn't tolerated. Our goals are best results and quality of life. Meet Dr. Lederman to hit the cancer. For a free booklet DVD, call 212 Choices, 212 Choices for a fresh second opinion. Most insurances, Medicare, Medicaid, accept it. Not only